It looks like the 1920s stock market collapse. Joe Biden is now firmly below the approval rating of Donald Trump at this time exactly in his presidency. Fighting back is what may happen in 2022. We are 8 months away from the most pivotal election in my lifetime. No doubt. There is no doubt in my mind. The most pivotal election in my lifetime, ladies and gentlemen. And we are winning. I'm an optimist. It's Monday. It's the beginning of the week. So I want to start off on a high note and bring you the best article I read this weekend from Zero Hedge. Morale is low. House Democrat retirements surge to a 30-year high. President Joe Biden has become so unpopular that a number of House Democrats poised for retirement in 2022 has jumped to a 30-year high ahead of November's midterms. According to The Hill, Democratic New York Representative Kathleen Rice's announcement not to seek re-election last week made her the 30th House Democrat to call it quits, making it the most for a party since 1992. 41 House Democrats retired in 1992. They're only 10 away from reaching the historic number. Since 1978, it's the third time the party has seen more than 30 retirements in a single cycle. It's bad out there for Democrats, Amy Walter, the editor of a nonpartisan election analyzer, said on the Cook Political Report. The Cook Political Report, by the way, leans left. And so if she's saying it's bad, it's bad. Talk to any member or staffer and they'll tell you morale is low. It's a combination of January 6th, lack of civility, frustration with the fact that the legislation is leadership-driven and not member-driven. The latest House race ratings data via the Cook Political Report shows 39 Democrat seats are vulnerable, 19 Republicans are vulnerable. Republicans appear to have the upper hand. There are many reasons, personal or not, for a number of Democrats retiring. We suspect many have noticed the collapse in confidence among independents in the Biden administration and what that likely means in the midterms. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there is not a single poll that shows Biden above water. Look at your screen right now, and you can see Donald Trump, his approval rating, as it matches up to Joe Biden. Look where Joe Biden started, way up above the 50 percentile, and the collapse. It looks like the 1920s stock market collapse. Joe Biden is now firmly below the approval rating of Donald Trump at this time exactly in his presidency. That is with Donald Trump being hounded and brutalized by corporate media every second of every day, every hour of that day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 4 weeks a month, and 12 months out of the year. Every organ of propaganda used against Donald Trump, every conceivable bashing of him and his popularity. On the flip side, as we have covered in the show, the media is all too kind to the ilk of those who they see as their political preferred party. That would be Justin Trudeau and Joe Biden. It's very hard to find a negative story about Joe Biden in the corporate press, and it's leading to their death. The death of media is upon us, and that is what you're seeing here. Ladies and gentlemen, if media wasn't collapsing all around us, Joe Rogan would not have 11 million listeners. Sites like Ben Shapiro's Daily Wire, independent media like Tim Pool would not be stratospheric. The reports of James O'Keefe would not be breaking Twitter, even though James O'Keefe is banished from Twitter. Project Veritas isn't even on Twitter, and they trend almost every single week. Why is that? Because the media is broken. And this, the image on your screen right now, or for podcast listeners, you can go ahead and see these posted on my social media, at Benny Johnson on all handles, and at Benny on Truth Social. Very excited about the new handle, at Benny. These images show that Donald Trump is now officially more popular than Joe Biden. And it shows that the media are powerless. And that the real media is us. We're very excited about that. And that is why Democrats are fleeing in a panic. The latest House race data shows that 39 Democrat seats are vulnerable. Oddsmaker Predict It shows that Republicans have a high chance of sweeping both the Senate and the House. That would be abjectly devastating. Also, there are many calls for Mitch McConnell to no longer be the leader of the Republicans in the Senate. We'll see how many of those calls are coming from inside the House. He's becoming very unpopular, and you're starting to see this narrative be woven through Fox News and other independent media entities, much like ours. The general story of the midterm outcomes is straightforward. The Biden administration's governing has been a disaster, fueled by rocketing inflation, a stalling economic recovery, national fatigue over virus pandemic, crisis on the southern border, violent crime surging across major cities, a botched pullout from Afghanistan, and many other things. 30 House Democrats have called it quits because they know the majority is doomed, Mike Berg said, a spokesman for the National Republican Congressional Committee. What's clear is that Biden's Real Clear Politics polling numbers continue to slide and are now below former President Trump numbers at the same time in his term. We've shown you that data, and the favorable poll average has collapsed even further. What we are looking at here, ladies and gentlemen, is simple. It is a simple truth, and it is a truth we like to talk about on this show every single day. You have the power to take back your country. You have the power to change the things about this country that you don't like. And so let us state definitively what we don't like. We don't like that the president has more authority than the governors of our states. We don't like that the governors of our states have more authority than our mayors in our towns. The purpose of a weak and dispatched federal government as it is designed is that it may not abuse or supersede the powers of the states. The way America is supposed to be, and the way America was written by the people who created America, and it is President's Day, so happy President's Day to everyone but the current president, is that there was supposed to be a very weak and distant federal government with limited authority, and then all authorities not found in the founding documents, the 10th Amendment, read 10th Amendment, will then be given to the states, and the states may govern themselves as their own laboratories of democracy. This worked out really great for about 80 years, and then the federal government began to do what all federal governments do. They began to gobble up personal freedoms. They began to usurp power from the states. They began to control the states and their commerce. They began to create unique capacities for the federal government to interfere in our lives. If we are going to save this country, we're going to have to break out of that system. We are going to have to be rock-ribbed and iron-spined in deconstructing the monster that wishes to destroy us all. And that monster is federal authority. You see, ladies and gentlemen, what happened in Canada cannot happen without there being abuse of federal authority to hurt the individual. That is what they wish to do here in this country. You've already seen it with hundreds of January 6th defendants being held without trial and without bail. You've seen them spit on you, spit on the others. You are the forgotten man and woman. You have no rights, you have no power, and you have no agency. They've tried this trick, and now it is time to punish them. It is time to rip away from them the one thing that they desire more than anything, and the world, which is power. We must rip power from them. We must restore power to the people. And we must bring back federalism. Let's start by pushing 4 or 5 federal agencies into the Potomac. Let's do away with them. And let's get real about governing, ladies and gentlemen. That is the purpose of this show. We support 3 things: God, family, and country. Our job is to save America. That's what we intend on doing. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Please click like and subscribe. Punch the share button on this channel. We're here to fight for you. We were born free people, free men, free women, free parents. And we intend to stay that way. God bless you. Have a great start to your week.
Yeah.